Morgan Pressel watching a past champion here, Lilia Vu, for birdie at 6.
She's had a rough season this year, looking to finish on a high note. 2 birdies and a bogey, 2 bogeys to here.
Jenny Shin is one of those players trying to move into the top, or trying to stay, in her case, inside the top 60 and get a spot next week at the CME Group Tour Championship. Rose Zhang is back, this for birdie at 7.
It's been a rough season for Rose as well. Hasn't played in a couple of months.
It's under par, and Ayaka Budaway. You see 22nd in the race to the CME Globe.
She's looking to join that list of Japanese players who have found themselves in the winner's circle.
We saw Lilia Vu make that birdie earlier, playing with Anna Nordquist, and here is Celine Boutier. This trio of major champions. Yuna Nishimura, she needs a huge week this week to move into the top 100 and avoid going back to Q school. This is at the 12th, and that close to a 2-year lease of a Lamborghini.
Down crane towards the end of the putt.
Lexi told us last year she was going to step away full time, and indeed, this is just her 12th event of the season. But as you saw, 52nd in the race to the CME Globe. So a chance as a rookie to make it to the CME Group Tour Championship. Elizabeth Zokol battled through some injuries this year. Her 6th hole of the day.
Half, but even faster when you find yourself down green.
Back at the 9th, Chisato Iwai, one of those Japanese players you mentioned, with a victory.
Yes, 163 yards for Lin. Just getting that breeze, figuring out that breeze. She hated that strike, came out very low.
Yeah, she might get away with it. Such an unusual green here on this hole. Out, everything slopes away from the players in the fairway.
It's her best bat shot of the season, maybe.
It's a game of misses.
This is over at the 11th. Leona Maguire just inside that top 60.
These greens are so pure, Grant. You hit a good putt.
As we go back to the 9th, and the leader, Cassie Porter.
Big full swing, trying to hoist something up in the air, being a little downwind here. Able to get it to stop quickly.
If you're on the wrong side of that ridge in the middle of the green, it is an absolute nightmare. But even if you miss the green long, like Rose did, it's not a guaranteed up and down by any means. So that's going to be a drop shot for Rose, and she's going to go back to 1 under par.
Yeah, there'll be a dramatic swing on this hole. Whether the hole location is on the front half of the green or the back half of the green, plays certainly much easier.
They were late.
This was just a moment ago, Brooke Matthews. Number 62 in the race to the CME Globe. She's had a really good year coming back to the LPGA Tour. Going back the other direction at the 11th, Rose.
Yes, the wedge for Rose from 129 yards. It should be a little bit of hurt off the right, so I need to really step on this one. Dropped a shot at the 8th, missed the green right, but bounced right back. The really good tee shot on the par 3 9th, made birdie there. Par on the previous hole. This one just out to the right of the flag, which is the safe play today. Trying to bring it in with that slope. Yeah, she was fortunate because she doesn't have any tree trouble. That ball just hung in the wind off the tee, but bounced through, so she has a clear shot. Can't quite see the flag, but that is a very good result for Lin.
She'll be able to see it now. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, a couple of wins for Rose. That first one coming in 2023, the Mizuho America's Open, and then won the Fortinet Founders Cup the following year. This one just moving from the right, but didn't quite move as much as she thought. It was good pace there, because as Morgan said, when you get above the hole on this green, it is pretty speedy. Tough to get it past the hole today, though, to leave yourself an uphill birdie putt.
Not a lot of room beyond that hole location.
So needs to be careful. Just going to gingerly knock it down there. And that is nicely done. So 2 birdies in the last 3 holes for the major champion from earlier this season.
They've just been a delight to watch in their rookie seasons. Leona Maguire at 13.
leave right there. That's below the hole, getting even better by the second.
Loving it. Dip in the middle of the green. Put the flag today over on that left side. It's almost like a mini green on the left. This one on a good line from Saigo.
Some really tremendous shots here on 12 already today.
Let's see what Rose can do. Difficult to be a part-time student and playing on the LPGA. I think that's been reflective of her results. This one looks good. Needs a few more like that. A good week here would go a long way for Rose, I think, and obviously trying to make her way into next week's Tour Championship.
Couldn't ask for a better place to putt from than right here, just on the edge.
Lynn Grant, the 12th.
Yeah, another one goes missing. That is frustrating. Mao Saigo's tapped in. It was the closest tee shot of the day so far, Mao Saigo. So not too far away from driving away in the Lambo. Third birdie of the day.
All right, so Rose bounces back from the bogey at 10.
Ball's a little bit above her feet there.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody really push the envelope with that back hole location and get it beyond the flagstick.
Yeah. So, some European Solheim Cup stars making this 13th tee shot to come. First to 13 and Rose Zhang.
That's 7-iron from Rose. Bit of a downhill lie. This is the low one, but it's an aggressive play down the breeze. Hunting another birdie.
And another beauty.
Hole plays when the hole location is here on the left versus on the right. We see a lot more drama with that right hole location than we do here.
I agree. I mean, the water really doesn't come into play on this left side. So Lexi, I think, so she can control this. Also trying to draw this one in.
Oh, nearly flew it in.
And she also has an 8-iron. Not afraid to go for flags. This one also on a small draw.
Yeah, 3 good ones. That should stay on that.
It's always a big step to go from college to pro, and she has just, like you said, lit the world on fire.
She won her pro debut. We never really talked about winning a pro debut. It just doesn't happen in golf. Rose did it. Now 2 years later, Lottie did. What about your first time?
Yeah, it took me a little while.
Champs in the booth and out on the golf course. Here's Kristen Gilman.
Maybe hard to watch, but the greens are really fast. That was a nice touch. You know, she adds so much to the game, so I'm glad she's here this week.
She loves this place. She's played well.
I imagine it's pretty comfortable for Lexi here with the Bermuda grass, what she's grown up on. It's the same level of comfort for me when I play a golf course.
From Japan, 6 different winners.
You're right. Yeah, no, we're really seeing a surge. It's great to see.
We've got Miyu Yamashita, who has a chance to win both.
A little bit up the hill, breaking slightly to the right.
And she joins that group at 3 under in a tie for second. Inji Chun at the 16th. You saw she's 103rd in the race to the CME Globe. Doesn't have to worry about the top 100. Here is Rose in the par 5 14th.
Yeah, 3-shot par 5 for players today. And a nice birdie for Rose. You've got to take advantage of the par 5s though on this golf course. And yeah, she had 61 yards with her 3rd shot. Just got a little too much spin on it. Should have learned something from watching Rose, but it's so frustrating, I think, for Lynn. She just can't get that putter to work. Numerous opportunities since we've come on the air, and it's got to be weighing on her.
And up at the 16th, Leona Maguire second.
16th has been there for the taking with this front hole location today, and that is another perfect lead for Leona. She has really left the ball
By that big bunker, but the flag today towards the center of the green so they can see it from the tee box when it's over on the right side. It's hidden. This one looks like a very good line from Rose.
6 birdies today, including 3 in a row. Third shot at the 7th, a chance for maybe a 4th.
She just always has wonderful, smooth, slow rhythm, and even on that pitch.
Really good chance there. So she's doubling up the field. Here's a player, Lauren Hartledge, who needs a great week. 133rd in the race to the CME Globe, just to keep her card.
Yeah, when you kind of get to that point, you almost just let it go. We'll just let it ride this week, and sometimes without those expectations, that's when a week like this comes out.
Leona Maguire to go a little closer to the lead. Grant at 15.
Yeah, just hits these high, towering iron shots. Wonderful ball striker. Here's another example.
I always say, Tom, if I could come back in another life, I'd like to hit the ball higher with my irons.
For Lynn Grant, and she'll have another great chance there. Hayden for 4 straight. Yeah, to 6 under, working with her short game coach James O yesterday.
Yeah, tricky putt to read this one. You'd think it should go right to left, but you've got a little bit of influence from that left bunker as well.
Almost hopped right away there, Tom, off the putter face. The first putts we haven't seen roll perfectly. Be a bit of a misstrike.
So Lauren Hartledge, we mentioned, at 133rd. She's next to the last player into the field this week. Probably needs something like a 5th place finish. And where is she now? She's tied for 2nd.
Yeah, has to see one go in here. This one moves a little from her right, I think, and just needs to line up, line and speed, and get it matched.
It's like they're cellophane over the hole, Tom.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. I mean, she's just hitting it so well, but cannot get a putt to drop.
And it gets harder the longer you go without making a putt. Surprised to see Leona in this bunker. We don't often see players over here. It's one of the widest fairways on the golf course and one of the smallest greens, so missing the fairway makes this shot really challenging. That was I love that.
Well played there.
Is Leo in the stroller, Karen?
Got off to a good start in Arkansas, but of course that event was washed out because of just torrential rain. Okay.
142 yards here. Smart play off the tee, clubbing back because that bunker was in range. Lynn did find the bunker. This is a nice line.
.180 80 yards, 6 iron. Fighting that wind with a little draw.
Now Leo will love that one. Now Lynn Grant.
Yeah, towards the front of the bunker, but shouldn't be a problem for Lynn in terms of that lip. This is a good shot here.
This week to the test, 3rd at 8. Up 1 to 16, Rose. Oh, she's burned some edges. Tied for 2nd at the moment. Probably needs something like this to move into the top 60. Big tie for second at the moment, or something like a solo third or fourth. Close range for birdie.
Yeah, should be able to make this one after that lovely second shot in here. She needs to see a bit of red on her scorecard.
This was Saigo at 16. She won one of the 2 majors that went extra holes. She did play well at the FM Championship, played in the final group. Miranda Wong went on to win it. Last hole of the day for the leader, Hae-Dan Yu.
Just such a smooth golf swing. Perfect swing there to end on. I could watch her golf swing all day.
No, I think the length of it. Oh, maybe that's it. Make the length. I think the length at 180 is tricky for the players, but the wind direction off the left.
17, Rose.
Yes, a wedge for Rose from 109 into the breeze here. Just need to control that spin.
She was set up a little bit right there to try and keep the ball below the hole.
Slightly different angle. Flag 10 yards on the green from the front marker. And this one coming in low. That was a lovely second shot. A tee to green. It is a pleasure to watch Lynn Grant.
You just lose that feeling of your golf swing, also with your short game and your putting, and every player goes through a period like that. You just hope that it's not very long.
Went with a 3-wood off the tee, and I think that was a good choice because she's very close to that fairway bunker. What a shot.
Okay, Lexi. This is more like it.
4 for Rose and then into that 18th hole, which can be tricky, and playing into the breeze today doesn't make it any easier. 4 will be a good score to finish at 18.
Afternoon wave getting started. Players like Brooke Henderson, Charlie Hull, Nelly Korda, Ryu Yamashita. And Lexi gets her out of the way.
It's been solid golf from all 3 of these players. I know Lynn has missed some putts, but all 3 under par.
Sponsors and agents and a lot of those things that go into being a professional golfer.
Second shot at the 18th for Leona Maguire.
Dangerous. Living dangerously right there, but perfect position now.
At the 16th, Brooke Matthews.
Not even really usable the first 7 or 8 paces with that false front.
Here's Brooke Matthews. Yeah, takes her to 4 under. Tied for second with Saigo.
By the green, but the group ahead now is cleared, and this was 176 back into the breeze. This should play right into the hands of Lynn Grant, being a good ball striker, but she plays safe to that left side of the green, and if you play safe here, it does mean that you're going to have a trickier putt, but safely aboard. Ball still moving a little bit. That shows you the undulations on that green.
Shot there. This is in golf where you really talk about mental toughness, how to recover from a poor shot like her second there, and hopefully only drop 1.
She's got one here for bogey at 18. How big is that?
It makes everything feel a little bit better.
Ridge at 18, putted to here, so this is par. A good, solid start for Lynn at the Chevron.
We all had a little whiplash after the finish of that championship, but Mao out on top.
At the Pelican members pavilion, they've got the Servco outpost as well for military members and veterans.
Well, Sunghyun Park, who has been to the very top of the game and has really fought her way back. Picks up a shot there.